trying to watch their friends get beat up.
Thought I would give us a little throwback to when we used to be in the studio. Finally got the video. Thank you, Nick Blaze. Welcome to episode 89 of The Other Side of the Ball, where some very interesting things happened here inside the Ace NFL. Good evening. Hello. How are you? Double A in the house along with my guys, the Asgardian, who's got Asgard in the background, Scott McCorkle, the Viking, and the Hurricanes, Mr. Chris Vera, and, of course, live with 2-5, in your mama's favorite DM, Mr. 2-5 knocks himself. Gentlemen, how are we on this 12th day of June, where something interesting happened on this day 30 years ago, but we're not going to go there.
What happened?
Hey, wait, hold on. Was Denzel Daniels missing on Sunday?
Yes, he was. He was competing in the Fire Police Olympics.
And so was Cody Johnson.
And Mr. Johnson, yes, he was.
But then I saw a picture of him out at the beach. I was like wondering, were you really participating or were you relaxing?
Yeah, they got gold. They got medals.
Oh, nice! Congrats.
Zelly was posting pictures of him having medals. But before we get started, this is coming from me. I just want to say to the three of you gentlemen, there will never be enough words I can say to appreciate what you guys did for Mizzle, making him feel so welcome. My man's had the time of his life. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So I just want to say to you guys, thank you for welcoming him in as y'all did me. I appreciate you guys for it, and I love you all for it. So I just want to get that out the way before we get started.
Love you.
Love you back, Scotty.
You already know. Big love.
Love you, brothers.
Big love to you too, Mizzle.
Yeah, Miz too, man. That shit was. We had a lot of fun, man. It was good to finally fucking meet you.
No, 100%. You would have thought we all knew each other and it wasn't our first meeting.
He said the same exact thing as I was dropping him off at the airport on Monday morning. Let me tell you. I mean that's how it goes. But he like he definitely said, he will be back for sure. But there were some things that happened all across the board, across the Ace NFL. There were playoff games that took place, and then I guess tragedy per se that happened. So here's what's official, and we're not gonna really dig into this because everyone has talked about it verbatim, and Lord knows I don't want to get into arguments and talk about it again and go back and forth. But here's the official word: because of the situation that did take place in Cincinnati, Ohio. As we know, both teams were disqualified. So now, in the semifinals, in the Eastern Final Four, the Silk City Animals will now be taking the place, and they will be taking on the Trenton BIC on June the 23rd. So the East Final Four is Animals against BIC and the U taking on the Nightcrawlers. That is official. That is set in stone. Those were the matchups in the East Final Four to determine who will represent the East in the championship game on July the 21st.
I just want to say one thing. Knox?
Yes.
Knox? I'm mad.
What's going on, Travis?
Rolling up one. I'm just saying. How
you doing, Travis? Good evening.
And the other thing that I wanted to say was the U versus the Nightcrawlers is going to be a hell of a game.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
The Nightcrawlers?
Yeah.
It's going to be Huff. It's going to be Huff versus Bagway.
What's that?
I was just saying it's Huff versus Bagway for those like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Huff versus Bagway is going to be a hell of a game.
And I think the U has a bigger line than the Nightcrawlers are used to, but I think the Nightcrawlers be a whole lot more a whole lot faster than what the U is used to dealing with.
Do,
And I don't. It's like when you see it on film, you think you understand it. You think you understand how fast they are. You think you understand Bagway's stride.
Oof.
You think you understand that, and then you get on the field with him, and it's different. It's like you think you understand how to tackle Wilkerson, and then you're head up with him, and you're looking at your feet and the sky at the same time. There's certain things that just don't go well. You think you have a good spin move until Matt Kenny or Sa'al throws you on your head. Like there's certain things that people can think they're ready for. And as good and as prepared as the U are, that's a hard one to line.
Dude,
Playoff night crawlers are different than what we see during the year. They're just goofing off all year.
Oh yeah.
We don't know what they're made of.
But would you, Scotty, would you agree that the one player too besides Bagway that you really got to watch out for is Logo? I mean,
we didn't even start to talk about Logo yet. Logo is the best. So
he's ridiculous.
Logo is the best like specimen I've seen in person. Like it was ridiculous. We have amazing football players out here, and if any of them were his size and had like his measurables, it would be crazy. But he's a freak. But
here's what we're not talking about, because the compliment to him, Rico Brown, he's no slouch himself.
He's fat. I mean, like there's really not any one person you can point to on their squad and just say straight slouch.
No.
Now see what the U has is that pedigree. They know how to play A7.
And they know how to play together.
They know how to play together. They know how to play in the trenches. They know how to play when they've obviously lost games, they've won games, they've lost big games, they've won big games. I think that's a rough matchup, like for anybody like that. Well, Patterson, like when you look at their line, I think it's the same way with looking at Nightcrawler's speed. You think you understand, and then you see somebody who you think is big lined up next to him.
And then you realize how small they really are.
Yeah.
Agreed. And I agree with what Catalyst Wrestling just said, but I don't agree with there's only there's one before that where he said the 5 dudes on that team that are faster than fuck. I would agree, but I think there's more than 5. I mean, they're
5 hit the lights and be in bed before the lights go off.
Yeah, agreed. But I think that you also have a couple of their linemen that could hit the lights and be in bed just as the light finishes.
Oh, what's his name? Tyre McCants?
Yes. Yeah.
That man, hey, he hawked down. That's the one that's the big dude that hawked down Q.
Yeah.
No, that guy has wheels. He went head up with Scooter. He went head up with he lifted Scooter up off his feet.
Yep. Yeah,
but also to go with Catalyst Wrestling, Patterson used line and that rushing that they kind of run like an old school wing tee. Like I don't know if anybody out here remembers how Palo used to play. They were undersized and they ran a wing tee that was just all pulls and guards coming and misdirection and just straight run it down your throat. I feel like they're a very big version of that.
That was my alma mater's offense in Fairfield High in California with the wing tee, and I saw Quinton Ganther, and I saw Desmond Bishop, 2 guys that got to the NFL that went to Utah and Cal respectively, and that's what they ran was the wing tee at a high school.
Well, what my thing is with both of these quarterbacks that you got to watch out for is if they decide to pull down the ball and run. Both of these guys, Huff and Bagway, are very elusive runners that you have to be on top of your game for. And at any point in time, either one of them can look like they're going to run and pull the ball out and throw it. So you have to be on your game. So, I mean, it's really, to me, this game is about the defensive line and the pressure that can be put on the secondary.
Who D line better?
What's that?
Whose D line is better?
You know, that's a question mark that I'm struggling with. I am struggling with because I don't know that I can actually sit here and tell you whose D line is better. I think both of them are friggin' off the chain. I think both of them are really good defensive lines. My question mark for that, to answer that, Knox, would be who can contain the other's quarterback better? That's the bigger question to me. And how are they going to rush you? Because there's times that if you put pressure on Bagway, he's going to have those plays, those short passes that he's going to do to Logo. And then Logo's going to be at the next level before you could even blink. So you really have to be on your game with that as well. So I just want to see, what's the game plan going up against these quarterbacks?
Well, unfortunately, like when you play against Bagway, even trying to just play like basketball defense and keep him in front of you to try and stop him from making plays with his legs, he can flick the ball 60 yards.
Yep.
So and then you have Rico Brown. You have Rico Brown running a streak against your fastest guy, and then you have Logo with a jump ball against anyone.
Well, and don't forget too, when they backstack and they throw back to Logo, now you have a defensive lineman trying to cover out of the backfield Bagway, which is an impossible feat.
And
so he's running wide open.
They just did that not this last week, but the week before.
Yeah.
In the game with the double throw back to Logo.
Yeah.
And it was wide open because once you make that backstack throw, if you just kind of like take a couple of steps and take off, that's wild.
I mean, that's
right back to Bagway in that exact play you're talking about. He threw it. Bagway threw it to him. Logo threw it right back to him because it was basically a defensive lineman trying to guard him, which there ain't no way.
Nope. Been there, tried to do it. What were you saying, Knox? No.
I think he said, "Hold on."
Oh,
I don't know.
Well,
we have a really bad habit of not letting Knox talk, whether it's technology or us just walking all over him. And he always has really good fucking points and nobody ever hears it. Yeah. And then he'll sit there patiently and just laugh at us. So, Knox, what you got to say?
No, I was just going to say that's a system that they're comfortably with running. You feel me? They don't really play too many teams that run that type of system or even try to incorporate it. You know what I mean? So, it's one of those where they're going to have to adjust, right? But not really fall into the trap.
I think both teams are going to have to adjust. I don't think this is going to be like normally what you would see is, you might have one team that needs to adjust more for another team. I think both squads' offenses are going to come out on fire, and the defense is going to have to adjust on both sides.
But see, when I say adjustment for either side is different, right? Because you have the adjustment with the U where they're going to have to, let's just say, cover the spread. They're going to have to play spread or play conventional. The U, I've only seen them run really conventional. So.
Well, my question mark for that is just this. We know that Henderson is actually a really good linebacker. But the question is, can he play spy on Huff?
On Huff, that's because he's a run stopping linebacker.
Yeah. So can he play the spy on Huff and let his secondary do what they do without having to drop back for coverage? So that's the kind of the question mark that I have, and that's what I'm really interested in. And plus, when Huff gets loose, can Henderson track him down?
I think if it's a straight sprint to the sideline, he might be able to make the beeline and catch the angle just out of sheer willpower and knowing how to play the position. But I think once Huff starts putting them goofy ass moves on him, they're not because they're not regular. So like it's not a regular jump cut. It looks like he's falling.
Yeah.
Like half the time it looks like he's falling. The other time it looks like he's fumbling. And when it looks like he's fumbling, he's throwing a 60-yard fucking dot. Like it's confusing to watch Huff play football.
Very.
That's the most athletically unathletic looking person I've ever seen.
But it's poetry sometimes. Just watching him throw the ball.
It's beautiful, but it's like watching the drunken master. There's no form or technique to shit he does. but it's
Dude, there,
beautiful.
and the thing about it is, if you've sat there and watched Tough over a couple of games, you never see the same move twice.
No.
He's
No.
always giving you something different, so it makes it very hard for you to kind of game plan for him because he's so unconventional. But then when you look at Bagway and you think about what he's able to do,
I was going to say
he's Bagway's really good at the misdirection. He will basically plant his foot and make you think he's changing directions and then continue on in the same direction that he's going. And it's like, dude, how do you not break your friggin' knees doing that crap?
So look, Bagway, his first move is always a long stride forward and it's a spin back around.
Yes.
So he starts every play, whether you're close to him or not, every play starts with a misdirection.
Yep.
You're always anticipating a misdirection, but his stride is so long that if you hesitate waiting for that misdirection, his stride's still going and his momentum hasn't stopped yet. So like you're literally caught between a rock and a hard place. And as a D lineman, like that stop and start is difficult. But I don't know what part would be more difficult, like trying to line up and game plan for a very conventional offense with an unconventional fucking quarterback, or to game plan for the most unconventional team in all of A7 with the most freakish athletes, period.
I think both are very difficult to game plan for because there is nobody you can use on either side in practice to show a little bit of what is the possibilities. And the fact of the matter is Huff will make you whiff, and so will Bagway. So it is one of those situations.
You have Sisson. Catalyst just brought this up, and he may not be as and this might even be a stretch because he is fast. Straight speed, he's fast. Change of direction, he's Florida fast.
Bagway?
Yeah, no, Sisson. CISSON.
Yes.
He's Florida quick.
He is.
I don't know if he has the top end and the long, like, I don't know if he can fill as many positions as those two can, but I think he does give them an in-out, like he gives them that threat. So maybe if they try and if they got together and try to practice, I would try and throw him in the backfield, run some wildcat. I hope he can throw, at least, give the look of a throw. Yeah. But it's so hard to prep for that. I don't know.
It all comes down to the fact that when you talk about the crawlers, for one, you're basically talking about the most unconventional team I've ever seen in the A7. There's nothing conventional about them. And just when you think you've got a man cornered, they pitch it to a wide open guy that runs in for a touchdown.
They also have a benefit of not having to show out all year.
Exactly. And,
so you can't get film on them, because they're just fucking around.
And they're playing backyard football most of the year. So when you start watching
that in championship games,
I got these guys. They're not that big of a deal. But then when it comes down to it and they start really putting something to it, you're outclassed because you're like, dude, I've never seen this shit before.
Well, I think what you have to do is you have to rely on high IQ guys to shut down highly athletic guys. Think about this last national championship. Q came in as one of the oldest motherfuckers in the league. No disrespect, Q. I love you. But as one of the oldest motherfuckers in the league, specifically
but
one of the oldest motherfuckers on the Insomniacs, and he came in and literally took over and changed the game, not off of some athletic prowess, but off of understanding the game and how to break it down. So I think it's for people way smarter than me as far as
the thing about it is I just wanted to say
I think this is one of those things where the athleticism is so raw and so strong on both sides of the ball that I think this comes down to who's going to break mentally first. So I'm kind of looking for a shootout, and it's going to be the first person who doesn't fully commit to the shootout idea. I don't know.
I think Ron Fabian put it best he had the great analogy when he was talking about it briefly during the heist U game, where he said it's the strength and power of the U against the speed of the Nightcrawlers. And I think he couldn't have articulated as better as you possibly could articulate it. Because, I mean, really, it, as they always say, styles make fights. Interesting styles make for a very interesting football game. And, I mean, as it always is, whose will can be more imposed on the other team is going to win this game when they do get it on the 23rd of June, which should be a fantastic display of football, especially with two guys that are as gifted throwing the ball as Huff and they are.
Well, and I just want to say something, because Travis put in here he runs the ball the majority of the time in the backstack, and I'm not sure if he's talking about the crawlers, or I've never seen the U play backstack, so I'm sure he's talking about the crawlers. But for three of us sitting on here at the championship game, when they played the backstack, I'm sorry, but Logo never ran. He threw the ball every single time that they played that backstack. So I can't sit here and say that that's the situation. Oh, you're talking about the U. Okay. I've never seen, have you guys seen the U run the backstack? I have not.
The U?
Yeah.
No.
I've never seen them run the backstack.
No, me either.
So that would be new to me.
Well, I haven't seen it in the times I've watched them play. I certainly didn't see it on Sunday against the Heist.
Not at all. And realistically speaking, I mean, the Heist could have that game could have been a lot closer than it was.
The score did not dictate the story of that game, because the Covington Heist definitely left some plays and possibly left some scores out there in Asbury Park.
4 points on the board. I rewatched that game. They dropped 2 touchdowns.
I agree. And then you had a turnover in the red zone, which you cannot do. That also, very good point, Mr. Ryan. Very good point. That certainly was an issue.
I missed that.
That they do. No, he said the Heist lacked hands, and they did, because there was a lot of dropped balls that could have extended drives, kept plays alive, could have led to scores, and the Heist could not just hold on to the football. A lot of drop passes.
I agree. When I rewatched that game and I saw the drops, some of those drops were like probably some of the most important plays that they could have. And, unfortunately for them, it really cost them not just points, but in some instances it cost them being able to turn what was a game getting away from them into a game that they could have possibly won. So it's overthrows and underthrows are one thing. Drop passes that hit your guys in the hands, that's a whole nother story.
Well, I guess the question can be asked, with the showing that they did show, could they perhaps now, again, we don't know what's going to happen with the other team in Cincinnati, but could possibly the Heist possibly take over as one of the better teams in the Ohio/Midwest division going into 2025? That's a question that could be asked.
I had a conversation. I won't pull any punches. I had a conversation with Skylar earlier today, and he knows his weaknesses on that squad, and he even told me, and I don't think it's going to be any kind of secret. He told me flat out. He says, "Look, I know how close we are, and I know what we're missing. So we're going to take the off season and try to get better at those positions." And he is 100%. His main target, first and foremost, is the chaos. And I mean, they played the chaos close. So are we? We kind of have to think about how that's all going to shake out for next season. And is it a possibility where the Heist is, basically it'll be like we are here in Vegas. You've got the two upper echelon teams in the Insomniacs and Sick. Are we going to see the same thing in Ohio, which I think we will?
That's a very good point. 2-5, you got some. You smiling? What you got, big man?
He's reading I see him looking over. He's reading something.
It was the way your face froze because I knew you was looking at the game.
Oh, Dub?
Well, dude from Dallas brought his soul to the hole and just jammed. I'm like, oh, okay, big man. Go ahead and throw it down.
No Diddy.
Dude, that no Diddy ain't going away anytime soon.
No, it's especially when you write it in the bathroom, for crying out loud.
Oh, Jesus.
But anyhow, back to what happened out here in Las Vegas, to where the Insomniacs took care of business against the Force in a 34-6 game as they punched their ticket to the Western Conference Championship game for a second consecutive season.
Would that be Diddy?
Chris, you...
Anyway, sorry.
No, but Chris, you was the one that said that all year long you were wondering which version of the Insomniacs was going to show up, and you said like the champs came out in full force and looked like the champs, even though some would say, they only scored 36, but the way Danye started with the 3-on-1 return, it just basically looked like they just never looked back after that initial 3-on-1 touchdown by Danye.
I mean, we can analyze this, 35 different ways and talk about, what was going on and how shit went down for that game. The fact of the matter is I didn't see, all year that killer instinct, if you will, in the Insomniacs. And there's it's not a knock. And I know that some of the players and James might take it as such. It's not meant as a knock. I didn't see that killer instinct in them for a lot of the season. On Sunday, it was all business. These dudes were here to play, and everybody should stand up and take notice of that because they were ready to play. Now, what I saw from the Insomniacs on Sunday is also my question mark of what we're going to see from Sick on the 23rd. I don't think we're going to see a letdown in them any which way. So you got the proverbial rock and immovable object coming up, getting ready to hit each other. The following week. Unfortunately, I won't be here. I'll be watching on YouTube, of course. But I want to see what goes on between these two because we heard Munch. We talked to him after the game.
Yes.
We heard what he had to say, and I'm not going to go against anything he says because quite literally everything that man has ever told me has come to pass. So I'm not gonna knock it and say anything derogatory about it. But I'm just gonna say it this way. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it this way. They know what's in front of them, and they know what they're after. And what they're after is to be one of the two teams that have repeat as national champions. So I'm not gonna downplay it. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be a hell of a game between Sick and Insomniacs. Should they go head to head again, dude, it's gonna be a really good game. Really good game.
Now let me pose this question to the panel here, because since we do have a Insomniac, but he's on injured reserve, and we had a former player that did play on Sick. Now, Munchie talked about this during his interview. Now, if it was under the old original format that it was supposed to be, where it was East 1 against West 2 and West 1 against East 2, and hypothetically speaking, if in New Jersey you had two West Coast teams playing for the national championship, what would that have done for the rest of the league? And would that have made the rest of the league sick if it ended up being a Sick versus Insomniacs national championship game? Now, of course, I'm speaking hypothetical.
I don't know that any of us here can answer that. I think that, the West Coast is the East Coast is gonna have to answer some of that too, because when you give that breakdown, we all got a little bias in us. Let's be real. And I'll be the first one on the mouth. I'll be the first one to say, if it popped off like that, Munchie again would be I'd be questioning if that man's got ESP, and real quick because he would have friggin' called it. But I think that there's some stuff that we look at, and one of the things that Scott said that I agree with wholeheartedly. Until you are on the field and you see the size, you see the athleticism of some of these players, it doesn't strike you the way it should on TV. When I was in Columbus, or excuse me, when I was in Cincinnati for last season's Final Four, I expected the Watchmen's offensive linemen. I saw these huge dudes, and I'm 6 foot 230. And I will tell you that most of those guys on the offensive line were probably not much bigger than me. They might have been 260, 30 pounds on me. But in my playing days, I've gone against guys that were 320 at my height, and I don't think any of them were. So when you start to see some of these players and you start to see how big they are, how small they are, it's crazy how things can change when a team sees another team from across the field for the first time.
Yeah. It all changes.
Well,
You can have a plan all day
certainly
long.
for me, going back, certainly for me, until you get hit in the mouth. And then how do you counter that reaction? How do you counter that reaction with your reaction is all.
I mean, realistically, it'll be a heavyweight fight.
It would be.
You're going to get punched in the mouth. You better be ready to throw them hands and be ready to play, because
that's a sensitive subject.
Scott, I'll tell you right now, if you are playing against another team and they punch you in the mouth, you have to be ready to punch back. And what I'm talking about is like last Sunday when we watched Danye take the opening throw off back for a touchdown. That was them punching the Force in the mouth. Now, what the Force did on the return on their next play on offense, if they would have scored, we might have been talking about a totally different game. But Insomniacs were like, no, you're not doing that. You're not going anywhere with that. So I will tell you right now what Brother Knox has said to us time and time again. The thing that's missing right now in all of the playoff teams is their ability to cover the 3-on-1. And when you got a guy that could throw like Knox,
they suck.
That's the difference right there.
They suck.
Yeah,
they suck.
And you ain't lying. When you got a dude that could throw it that high, that far, dude, come on, man. I would put you on my team just for that shit alone.
It's one of those where it's like we say, right? Do you study? Okay, every returner that I've thrown up against, you feel me, may have done some shit, may have not, right? But I had to figure out what their weaknesses was. They all have a weakness, so you figure out what to do. You know what I'm saying? The OTT, what was it? OTT versus Pitbulls at halftime. I was out there throwing the ball to Savion. Now again, you see what the hell he was out there doing to them, but then just on some fuck around shit is one of those where it's whoever they got out there. You feel me? So shout out to all the shitty.
Well, your throws would not give Savion the opportunity to do what he does. Period. Because your guys would be down there and corralling him into a corner like you did when you were playing with Sick With It. He didn't return anything for a touchdown that I remember.
I mean, he probably had one, like if it wasn't like it was on some whatever shit. I know Cody had one. I wanted to say one of the Ramses probably had one. But other than that, off the rip, yeah, we definitely got a lot of get backs. Motherfuckers wasn't averaging the 40 or the 50-yard line as a return. You feel me?
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. So I don't know. Fieldage is definitely going to be a big part in everyone's playoffs. You know what I'm saying? If you're able to get your team to the 40 or the 50 just off the rip, and they got a fire-ass offense, or at least they know how to move the ball, That's easy work. Now, depending on motherfucker down there at the 5, the 10, now you doing something.
You had guys that were being either down in the ball in the end zone, or I remember some people thought that even if it bounced in the end zone, they had to take it out. And you were downing guys in the 5-yard line. So, I mean, when you think about how important, especially in the playoffs, special teams are, people look at extra points and they think that it's offense. That's special teams. I don't give a shit what you say. Your 3-on-1 is special teams. Your extra points are special teams. And the teams that can convert those, because we know these games are going to be a lot closer. And the teams that can convert those plays are the ones that are probably going to wind up winning in the playoffs. So the 3-on-1s, your extra points, those are going to be huge as we continue through this playoff run.
Very
Well,
well.
go.
Well, you know, I got to get kicked out at least once a show, so that was my one time. So, you know, that's just, you know, the way the cookie crumbles. But
I was anticipating something different for this, for our podcast tonight. So I poured myself an extra large glass tonight, and
Oh yeah, I was all geared up and ready to go.
right. So I mean, I'm the only thing I'm mad at is that I'm not over at Knox's house. That's all I can say.
Man, look, Knox is having a great day.
no, but Scotty, what impressed you about your teammates on this past Sunday against the Force? Moving on to the conference final yet again for the second straight year.
Absolutely,
the whole game.
Absolutely nothing. Oh
no, they played the game. They, you know what I mean? Like they, for the first time, like I actually saw them show up. Like the first time this season, really show up and feel like we really want to and need to win this game. And it was a different attitude shift on the sideline. People were listening. People were talking. I enjoyed it.
So in a sense, you guys had the attitude of you guys could possibly lose that game. So the Force just absolutely stunk up the place.
I don't think the Force played up to their potential at all.
Hell no. No. The past games, how everybody was out there celebrating, everybody doing the do, you feel me? And all that.
They weren't.
Where was that shit at Sunday?
Yeah, but come on, man, you got.
It wasn't there. Like, and it was crazy because we were expecting them to come out firing.
But you got to give it to Donye, man. Donye knocked away basically 3 touchdown passes.
I'm talking about Donye when I'm talking about how shitty the Force played.
Yeah, we're talking about the lack of energy that they had. They didn't have any of that fire. All that rah-rah just wasn't there.
I get that, but you're basically think about this for a second. You are basically one deep ball pass from Fox to Webb to change that momentum.
But
and Donye was right there with them to knock away the ball.
Again, if you know Donye is a step-for-step DB, physical, all that shit that you was doing against them bum-ass teams, that shit not going to work.
No.
You're not finna just go over the top. No pun intended. But you're not just finna go and throw a fucking deep ball and think that shit ain't going to be strapped at least once. But the fact that this shit happened twice, they're on the same side, same play, same fucking shit. You feel me? You didn't switch up anything. You didn't cut back. You didn't do anything. You didn't break down. You feel me? You didn't cut. You didn't turn that motherfucking streak to a post. You did nothing. You let him go step for step.
No, they basically said Webb's better than Donye. And Donye said, really? Hold my beer and try me again.
I'm going to keep it real. Yeah, that's what's popping. But even still, they could have did other shit. You feel me? They could have. They tried to run the ball. Where was the 3 different running backs that they had? The O-line. You even fucking just go to the D-line. The D-line. I said it myself, and I even said it to them. The D-line that y'all got in right now is not the D-line that's supposed to be playing in a game like this.
Well, I will say one thing that I was
not lying.
Pleasantly surprised.
That D-line's been running around beating on people.
The Insomniac's ability to stop the run, because the first time these two teams met, that run up the middle was wide open all game. And I don't know if the man, what I'm remind me of the dude's name from the Insomniacs that was there on Sunday that wasn't there last time they played.
On what? Offense, defense, what?
Played defense, played nose tackle for him.
Talking about Mr. Cunningham, Chris Cunningham.
Cunningham. He basically by himself was changing that whole run up the middle, and was basically telling the force, not on my watch.
Bro, Cunningham is one of they good O linemen as well. So he's one of those guys that can play both sides, and it is effective. You feel me? Very effective.
Yes.
Trey was good.
All right, we are recapping what took place in the playoffs. Just to go over the scores, it was the Patterson U beating the Covington Heights by a final score of 32-12. What's up, Coach Mark? We had the Trenton BIC shut out the East Orange Renegades 44-0. Out here in Las Vegas, we had the Las Vegas Insomniacs defeat the Las Vegas Force 34-6. And we had Over the Top ending their losing streak by beating the Pit Bosses 56-26. And in the Pit Bosses OTT game, it really was a tale of two halves, because in the first half, it really was back and forth, almost like a chess match. No, Trey, before you came on, we were talking about hypotheticals, because the original format was going to be East 1 versus West 2 and West 1 versus East 2. My question was, what would have been the thought process of somehow it ended up being an all West Coast championship before they changed it to the current format that it is now? That was the hypotheticals we were talking about earlier. So for those that are inquiring what was said, that's what was said. Anyhow, back to the Over the Top Pit Bosses game. Like I said, it really wasn't until two battles, because it was back and forth in the first half between the Pit Bosses and OTT, and then something just changed in the second half. Obviously, losing Cunningham and losing Iquan Corsi did not help the cause for the Pit Bosses, as
kind of messed it up bad.
Yeah, it did. It really did, because, like I said, the score at halftime was 34-26. It was a game after 3 minutes of football. Go ahead, Knox.
No, I was just going to say that we ended up losing Savion's little brother, too, because his body was starting to shut down on him. You know what I'm saying?
Was he getting dehydrated?
Yeah.
So that's why he stopped coming out for the 3-on-1s.
Yeah, he ended up having to leave.
So, I mean, realistically, we had two games where the opening throw-off, the opening 3-on-1 was taken back for a touchdown. Save took it in that nightcap. And, I mean, realistically speaking, if he was back there for every one and wasn't hurting and wasn't, having problems with dehydration, it would have been an interesting, a little bit more of an interesting game, a little bit more of an interesting 3-on-1 because of his ability to take the ball back. I mean, this young man is something to watch in the 3-on-1s. He understands the whole thing of putting your foot in the ground, making one move, and continuing upfield. So I do appreciate watching.
But Chris, but not to mention, all right, we can mention the 3-on-1. We can mention Savion, little bro, I don't know his name. We can mention Iquan getting hurt. You feel me? But whatever happened to the guys that was there last week?
I agree. Where was the rest of the Pit Bosses? Because they were short.
They were short.
Last week they had a full squad, and now all of a sudden they had nothing. I mean, what happened to the rest of their squad?
That is a very valid point, because, again, we didn't see no Isaiah Agiga, who played quarterback a majority of the week before this playoff game. I mean, that's, things happen in organizations, but only the organization knows what happened. But nevertheless, Over the Top ends their losing streak, but now they have to play a very well rested sick with it on the 23rd of June, as we will take the week off to honor all you great, amazing only dads on the 16th. And we will get back at it on the 23rd of June.
Hey, when I get back, Scott and Knox, I'm getting you guys some Only Dads hats, and we wearing those.
Oh yeah,
We're wearing those for one of these games, man, because we gotta have some fun with it.
Look, let me know, right?
Yeah, let me know.
All
I'm trying to find fitted hats because I'm tired of those snapbacks and the adjustables. I want some fitted hats. So we'll talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at my man.
Yeah, I'm not. Fitted hats are the way. Fitted hats are the way to go.
Yes.
Fitted hats are definitely the way to go. So, Scotty, what impressed you or didn't impress you about OTTs finally getting off the losing streak this past Sunday?
Gizzle, I love you, brother. That's some funny shit right there. You don't have to purchase one. I'll get you one too.
I'm gonna say it was really interesting how many quarterbacks they used.
Yes.
Because one left. The one I like to see because the other one left, but the one I like to watch, he left.
Yeah, Yodi left, and Yodi's been talking some hot shit online, which I appreciate.
He's been talking some real
Yes,
shit.
he has.
Yeah,
That's some real
yeah, I'm not saying he's been talking bullshit or anything like that. He's speaking his mind.
shit, yo shit, my shit, good shit.
Okay, so with that being said, look, OTT didn't use not like we championed for y'all. I was really on the fence about coming to play with y'all, and y'all finally get a fuck. Like it was really like,
wait, what? You were
I was. If it wasn't, it was close. It was close. It was real close for me going to OTT. Like I won't even lie. I told G.
Wow.
Like it was real close, but they didn't have like I was in talks with Mark and with G. But here's the thing: they got all that talent, they got that squad, and then shit the bed with it. You realize how mad I'd have been? They weren't listening to each other. They was fighting with each other, bro. I'm not a walk off the field type of motherfucker, but like, bro, I don't know that I'd have been hot for that situation, and I don't know.
Surprisingly, both teams had a lot of motherfuckers walk off.
Man,
It
was like a decent game in the beginning, and then it was 7-on-7.
Hey, pit bosses weren't walking off; they were being carried off. So let's be real.
But also, the pit bosses showed up with nobody they had from the week before,
which doesn't make any damn good sense.
They had a squad. They were a dark horse, and now all of a sudden, nothing.
So, with that said, where do the pit bosses go from here? As now they look to add for 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows
who's going to show up?
I'll tell you what. That's a good question. Only because of all the changes the pit bosses had. So my question mark is, because of the teams that they put together to create the pit bosses, where do they go? And I think that we aren't going to find out until Fall Brawl and maybe next year.
I'm going to say with that new format that we pitched out, they might be able to shine in that.
Hope so.
Well, to an interesting concept now, the Silver State Stealth. Is that for fall? Is that for Fall Brawl, or is that for possibly next season? Does anybody have any?
State Stealth.
Silver State Stealth. Do that. Say that 3 times fast.
Can we fill the fucking teams we have? God damn.
No. Again, this is I'm guessing it's for Fall Brawl, but it's been inside the Nevada players. I understand. I'm just
the gold out here getting washed every game, and y'all starting new teams. God damn. Help that man.
I
just
host the show and ask questions. Don't shoot the light skin. That's all I'm
Where's
saying.
that team though? Like on some legit shit. Like I'm legit.
I don't know, but I'm just saying it was. They already have a logo.
Who's
Crying
running
out
it?
Supposedly,
Alienators showed out with some real cool
I ain't
shit.
lit yet.
Where can I find this information?
it's on the Nevada players page.
Okay, I'll be back.
Who's on that squad?
No. It was just announced by Lee of Dripping Soul, formerly of OTT.
Oh,
That's
okay. Okay.
That if you want to play for a squad, OTAs start after the playoffs. Now, again, I don't know
that
if
makes sense. That makes sense.
Again, I don't know if that is for fall. I don't know if that's for next season. But like I said, there's already a logo and whatnot. But
Travis, he's gonna answer the same question.
Would I be wrong to tell Lee from Dripping Soul, you want to come taste some damn good oxtail? Travel down to Barbados with me. I'll show you some good oxtail.
Well, there you have it.
That sounds kinky.
Oxtails?
Oxtail is food, man. How's that kinky?
Do you not do freaky stuff with food?
Damn, Scott. You and
Oh, baby.
You and I got to talk.
Oh, baby.
You think oxtail is good till you eat it out of a light-skinned chick's butt.
Oh, wow.
Well, there it is.
What is bomb?
There we go.
Hey, Trey, you were thinking that I'm already lit? You better talk to your boy.
It was bound to happen. Oh,
Hey,
by the way, Scotty,
yo,
Mizzle said you are as advertised.
oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
That shit
We
goes
ain't
in.
lying.
That motherfucker comes with parental discretion advised up under that beard.
Absolutely. Like,
Matter of
it's
fact,
like-
Scott, change that name under you to parental advisory. That's
yeah,
what
you see what it says now, right? Analologist.
Yeah, analog.
Oh, God. Give me one
That's good,
second.
but parental advisory would be even better.
Give me 1 second. My baby mama. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Hopefully, Scotty will
Trouble.
be back. We don't know if he's. Anyhow, we want to welcome everybody once again to the Other Side of the Ball, episode number 89. Double A, the Asgardian, Scott McCorkle, Chris Vera, and of course, live with 25, Knox 25. Glad you're with us as we are recapping what happened across the playoffs in the ASNFL. So, in case you been hiding under a rock, the Patterson U advanced to the semifinals with a 32-12 victory over the Covington Heights, but the Covington Heights had a very good showing for themselves and definitely could be trending in very good directions for 2025 and possibly overtake the Chaos in the Ohio Division. That remains to be seen, but we will soon find out. The Trenton BIC took care of business against the East Orange Renegades by a final score of 44-0. As the BIC, they punched their ticket to the semifinals, and they will take on the re-entered Silk City Animals. So here's my question. Now, Silk City put up 56 against the Watchmen that put up 71. What are the Animals' chances of possibly trying to make this competitive at worst against the favored Trenton Brothers in Christ?
Didn't they play him earlier in the season?
I believe so. They did, yes.
And what was the final score of that?
I can look that up for you, sir. Just hold on 1 second while I
Because that'll tell you everything you need to know. In reality, I mean, look, we can talk about it 12 different ways from Sunday, and we will this week and next week. But the fact of the matter is, when you have, especially on the East Coast, when you have a team that blows out another team, and I believe, I want to say it was a 26-point differential. I could be wrong. I'll wait for you to come back and let us know. But in reality, I think that when we're looking at this, Silk City Animals have to pull out some stops to even be competitive with BIC. And I don't know that they can be. I'm just going to be real.
Knox 25, what do you got for us?
I was finna say it's like one of those where you compare teams, right? You say Insomniacs really haven't been putting their foot on people's necks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They just been lollygagging through the little
Playing with
playoffs
their
and shit. Yeah, BIC definitely been on a whoop ass spree. You feel me? So I'm pretty sure there ain't nothing that's gonna switch up. They might.
Damn, you went
have a
old
little,
school.
you know
Why
what I'm
don't
saying,
we
a couple
why don't we
of-
just
Yeah.
why don't we just tell the people
What happened?
BIC will tell Silk City Animals, hey, go get the switch off the tree so I can whoop your ass with it.
Yeah, I got BIC. I got BIC.
Exactly.
All right. Well, they did play back on May the 5th.
Dub missed
And
it. There you go.
oh
You
yes.
gotta wave, man. You gotta wave. He waved. You gotta wave. You gotta wave, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Gotta wave,
Anyhow,
man.
they played back on May the 5th in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and the final score was the Trenton Brothers in Christ had the magic number. For those who don't know, that's 69. And the Animals had 12. So 69-12 was the final score back on May the 5th. And then when they met back in 2013, final score there was 64-13. And then when they met back again in 2022, the final score was BIC 51, Silk City Animals 0. And then when they met back in 2021, final score was BIC 50, Silk City 0. So there seems to be a pattern here.
All right, fuck it. Because it's the 10th anniversary, I'm gonna switch up and take the Animals with the upset.
Wow.
Boy, Knox wants chaos. I love it.
You want to put
No,
money on that?
I don't want chaos. I don't want
Before I
chaos.
go on vacation, I want some money.
No, he said chaos. I don't want chaos.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
He
Now we
ain't
talking
talking
about
about that kind of chaos. You heard what happened to the last security guard? What are you talking about?
Look, Trey, I'm telling you, it's the 10th anniversary, okay? The Animals is coming with the upset. All right.
Ooh,
They said they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck what unis y'all wear. They finna pull up.
All right.
I'm gonna look. Knox got his little one. I'm gonna show my age here in a few minutes.
Oh, we're going through the archives, folks.
No, I'm not going to the archives. I'm gonna show my age in a few minutes. He got his little one. I'm gonna show my age. I'm just glad my 22-year-old ain't here, because then I'd really show my age.
Two five your rebuttal.
You see, I'm over here fucking these chips up.
Hey, James said earlier, he said, man, what the hell's up with Doritos being $6.29? I said, the family size? He said, no, the regular size. Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Man, they
Well,
wild for this little family box. They want like $20.
Man, that's crazy.
Well,
crazy.
I'm sorry, but the bags I get from Sam's Club, I only pay $3.98. They're not getting me two, so I don't know where y'all shopping at.
But
Really not
I gotta say something because I want you to understand something. I really want to talk to you and Mizzle because I think there's a combination we need to start doing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. It'll be ugly.
Okay.
You, me, and Mizzle.
Oh boy. Oh well, Mizzle, you're hearing this.
Yeah, man.
Well,
combination, baby.
Well, here we go. All right. Well, inquiring things might be happening in the near future. Just all we can say is stay tuned, folks. Stand by and watch. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But nonetheless, how do you see this matchup about that is coming up between Over the Top and Sick With It on the 23rd? A rematch of Sick With It putting up 64 on OTT. Do you expect a thing do you expect something of the same thing? Because obviously, Sick will have had, in a sense, 3 weeks of rest since they
Look,
last played.
I'm gonna be real with it for a minute, and I'm gonna say it like this: OTT's got heart, love their squad, but Sick with It is on a mission, and right now, anybody standing in between them and their end game is in trouble.
Does that include the Insomniacs?
Yeah, it includes everybody. I don't care who you are. Right now, they are on a mission, and it ain't disrespect. It ain't, you know, me talking shit. It ain't all about that or anything. What I'm saying is, what I saw from Sick with It is, we are here. We're not playing games. You better be ready to play us, and if you're not, you're gonna get that ass whooped. So the thing about it is, DP, all their players, Sal, all of them, they're having fun right now because they're ready to play. Now, when it comes to Sick with It and the Insomniacs, who knows? We'll get to that should the two of them meet. But the fact of the matter is, right now, Sick with It and OTT, that's the game that's in front of us. And all I'm saying is, Sick with It ain't playing. They're not going to play with their food. They are there to whoop that ass, and you better be prepared. So OTT, all jokes aside, all laughing aside, this game better be your most serious game, because I can tell you right now, there is no joke in Sick with It's game. That's all I'm saying.
I definitely would agree to that. I think there will be a focus that Sick will come out with this, or not this Sunday, but the following Sunday on the 23rd, which will be our only game of the evening on the
And then
23rd.
2 days later, I'll be going bye-bye.
Yes. So unfortunately, we won't have Chris for the conference championship, which kind of makes me sad. But you know, he's in.
I'll be watching, man. I'll be talking that
I
crap.
know,
And then,
I know, I know.
You better watch for me in the comments, because I'm be talking some crazy shit, man.
That's a
I'll
very
be down
good.
in Barbados, relaxing.
That's a very good student analogy.
Drinking
Catalyst.
some rum.
Snow tribalitis. Trey, that's a very,
What is
very,
that? I like
very good question.
What do you say? OTT suffers from snow tribalitis. Nice.
Snow tribalitis. Yes.
I like that. Who O-line is better than Sick or Insomniacs?
He's asking which one is better. Well, you almost could call it a push, because, I mean, when both teams have certain O-line lineups, it really can change everything. I mean, for example, if you have the lineup of Big Kenny Mac, Holiday, and the Big Goose, that's a lot of beef up front. That's a lot of beef up front. But when you put Sal, Diggs, and Lugo together up front, that's also a very dynamic O-line that can make holes in the run game. I mean, like I said last year, and you're not wrong with that answer, Catalyst. A lot of people would agree with that answer. I mean, really, truthfully, there really isn't a wrong answer if you go with either one, because both lines are very, very, very good. But because the Insomniacs do have that three-headed monster at running back,
I've got the back.
That could make their case, and we have another Vera sighting.
No, she's being shy right now.
It's the youngest Vera.
And this is my youngest at 12. My oldest is 22.
The youngest Vera coming in to say hello.
This is Aaliyah.
Greetings. How art thou?
Because they're in my earpiece. Here, you want to hear them? Here. Hold on.
Oh, we're going to talk to the youngest Vera.
Yeah, she's going to be able to hear you guys. Hold on. You guys
Hello,
hear 'em?
youngest Vera.
You hear them now? Yeah. There you go. Say hi to
She's not-
Knox.
She's not going to talk, but she's going to wave. And
Yeah, I got mine muted because I got my little one
She's
running
talking.
around.
She's talking, but y'all can't hear her. Here, say hi.
Hello.
greetings and salutations.
So this is my youngest daughter. I only got Vera's with me. We only got daughters, and of course she's gonna play with my head because that's her favorite thing.
Well, she does get daughter privileges by being the daughter of one Chris Vera. So there you go.
She does, and to be not 12 yet and 5'3", girl's gonna be a big girl, man. Look at. I know you love babies. Look at that. Say it again. You hear that, Knox? Gotta take yourself off mute, bro.
Even with me being on mute, sir, I still couldn't hear her. She got to bring the mic closer.
Here, say it again.
Bring it closer.
She said he's so cute.
Oh yeah, look, he gets it from his mom, not me, of course.
Well, of
Oh
course.
yeah,
she don't get it from me
that
either.
is definitely Pia Marie for sure with his face. Absolutely, that is her twin.
Well, I won't. The only thing my daughter and I share is our nose and our eyes. She gets her mouth and her chin from her mama. Yeah.
And the Asgardian rejoins us.
I gotta go play daddy. Apparently, Zay heard some stuff coming from my room and told his mom about it. So I got some shit to deal with.
All right, man.
Oh boy. All right, Scotty.
All right, bye.
Walk the plane.
Hey, wait. Before you go, say hi to Uncle. Say hi to Uncle Trey.
Hello.
No, say hi, Uncle Trey.
Hi, Uncle Trey.
Trey, you hear that?
Well,
That's
Trey,
you saying hi, bro.
well, Trey, to answer your question, I think one thing that has made Sick different from Coach JB just said it. Those three guys right there, or those two
I would
guys right
agree.
there.
I
Those
would
two
agree.
guys, Diggs, Lugo have changed the trajectory of everything for Sick, which I don't want to say it has given JG confidence because he's a confident player, but I think it has given JG not to worry because, as Coach Marcus said numerous times, he even said it on the Missile and Dub ASFL recap show, was the fact that Lugo for a long time has been protecting JG's blind side, and it kind of shows, certainly if you go back to the first game, to where JG made those two crucial throws to keep drives alive. But the fact that he had big, tall, lanky number 24 blocking for him certainly changed everything. Now, 2-5, if you were still playing for Sick, how would you thrive
You
offensively
want me to
playing
go
next?
suit up? You want me to go suit up right now?
Well, if you were,
Okay.
No.
Put on his jersey like I tried to put on Trey's jersey.
no,
Trey,
but if you
love
were,
you, bro.
because
Love you, my son,
'Cause
but your jersey is way too small for me.
I know sometimes you can also play tight end because you can't catch the ball in the backfield. That's what people don't know. Besides just being the neutralizer, but if you were to play alongside Diggs and Lugo up front, just what would that do for your game offensively?
I've already played alongside of them. I played alongside Diggs, won championships with Diggs. I played alongside Lugo, played against Lugo. So it's one of those where when you know who's alongside of you, it's trust. You feel me? Communication. JG's been able to get more comfortable, and with him being able to get more comfortable, he's able to make the reads that he needs to make. You feel me? As well as you got two big motherfuckers that like to get physical in those two.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm not sure why you posted that, but I was talking to Mizzle.
My bad. I was
Everything back up.
overall, I would be looking for some lineman screens. You feel me? Let them two big
Apparently, Coach, not everybody knows that. So
what happened?
Well,
not everybody knows that from, everybody knows that on the West Coast, but not on the East Coast. And the fact, we talk that. So, you know, you gotta let 2-5 talk his stuff from time to time.
What I do now?
What's that?
I talk his stuff. What happened? What I do?
No, nothing wrong.
not
You
you.
just saying what you got on your shoulders, man. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
He got really too much on my shoulders. He was chilling.
Yeah.
All right.
You talk your truth, man. That's what I love about you is that there is no in between. It's not like you talking in the gray area. You tell the truth the way you see it, and if people don't like it, too damn bad. And I appreciate that from you because I think that nowadays when we start to talk our truth, people start to down us for saying.
Oh, that part. Okay. Well, I was just speaking that for those that don't know, Coach, because some really don't know.
Yeah, some don't know that Knox can play tight end. And in all honesty, Knox and with me, I think you can play slot.
Hey, I be trying to tell them to let me get busy at slot, but they think they gotta have speed right there. For my size, about 290, almost 290. You feel me? In the mid range of 290. So the way I be moving, and yeah, man, put me at slot. You know what I'm saying? That's why I even tell these motherfuckers that be trying to throw the ball off on the 3-on-1. It ain't just about throwing the fucking ball off. Get down there and make the fucking tackle too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
See, the thing about it is most people on this page don't know that during fall brawl, when the Pit Bosses won, Knox and I were on the sidelines talking. When you were with what is it?
Kryptonite. Yeah.
And you and I both saw things the exact same way. And Knox was talking about playing in the slot. He wasn't talking about playing necessarily tight end. And he was 1,000% right with the play calls that he was talking about. And I sat there and I looked at what he was talking about and watched him be not kind of open. We're talking about him being wide the fuck open. And there's actual times where I was like, wow, why didn't they throw you the ball? And he's like, man, I don't want to talk about it. And I agree with him because Knox can play tight end. He can play in the slot very easily. And if you're ready for him to play those two positions, dude, he's got you. Now y'all got quiet.
There you go.
Dub looked like he
No, I was looking at the comments that your son of Krypton was posting, talking about 2-5 laying down the leather, if you will, which Knox can do that too, as shown during the fall brawl.
Looked like he was shot out of a cannon tackling people. So
no, Knox almost clotheslined somebody like he was Stan Larry Hansen during the fall brawl.
Exactly.
Like, oh, okay, big man. That's how we feel.
Right? You got to be careful, man, because he doesn't just throw the ball off. His coverage skills are second to none. And when he's ready to make that tackle, man, you better be ready, because if you ain't ready, you're going to cough up that ball.
That's why I think I should have played this season, but I feel like we wouldn't be where we at and have a lot of the players believing in what we could do if I didn't step down. So I hope you motherfuckers is having fun and keep giving us great football.
Right? And I ain't gonna lie, man. I wish I was 20 years younger. I'd be out there playing with y'all. But every time I say that, my wife look at me like, you're an old man. You know that they got to have a senior league before you go out there and play. I'm like, honey, senior league is kind of fucked up.
But if they had,
I said we need a seniors league and a women's A7 league.
And look, if we had a seniors league, I'd be all in it tomorrow.
See, that's what I thought.
Really?
That's what I thought.
Really? So I'm sitting here in my loft at my desk, my work desk. I said something about senior league. What's my wife say? Because she up here changing laundry. Y'all should start that. Y'all need to be in that.
Shout out to Miss Tammy.
Man. Yeah, I need to be in that. You need to be 50 plus to play in that senior league, though.
You think so, Trey? I don't really think so. After being in the spot, it don't really take that much, and it take the right person.
I agree with you, Knox,
I disagree.
but when we played, so last season.
No. I'm talking about what Trey just said. But tell me what you're gonna say. But I'm talking about what
Well, I
Trey.
was gonna say in the championship game last season, Will Franklin came out and stayed with me. And so he said he's playing in one of the flag leagues. I said, okay. And I went out and snapped the ball with him and did a few things with him. He's like, man, you got to bring your cleats and be one of my receivers. My wife literally hid my cleats. Tell you everything you need to know right there. She hid my fucking cleats.
Every fucking pair of shoes. I got way too many pair of the high one.
Dude, y'all don't understand. The picture behind me, half of y'all were friggin' teenagers, and some of y'all were friggin' still in diapers when I was playing in this picture behind me.
No. What year was that?
2004.
I was 22.
Knox, how old were you?
About 8.
See what I'm saying?
You said what?
You were 24.
No, what was that?
There's guys in this league right now that weren't even born in 2004.
Yeah. 2004.
Yeah, I was 22. I was 22.
In 2004, so I'm 52 years old right now. I'll be 53 in September. So let's just say I'm 53. So 2004 is 20 years ago. 20 years ago. I was 33 years old. And anybody who's wondering, I'll move. You can see me right over my shoulder right now. That's me kneeling down. Here,
wearing the jersey number of number 2, folks. If you see number 2, that is one.
Tammy, shut up. My wife says, yeah. Hey, would you like to come and say that again? Here, come and say it to the mic.
You're gonna have a league logo sponsored by AARP.
Man. You see what I got to put up with? You see what I got to put up with?
Hey, you chose to say I do.
Man.
And one of those and one of those
30 years ago.
Well, you said I do just last year.
I said I do again just last year. Actually,
Yes,
no,
you
it wasn't
did.
even last year. It was January of this year, bro. I said I do again.
You're not
After
wrong.
30 years of
That's a
marriage.
factual statement. Yes, it is.
And Scotty dancing with his cake.
Yes. Like he was.
And anybody who wants pictures of that, let me know. I'll send them to you.
Yes.
Trey, I was playing with Derek, but when Derek and I met, this will tell you how long ago this was. Derek and I met when Derek was 19 years old. That'll tell you how long ago that was. So Derek and I Derek's 47. I'm 53. So we are 6 years apart. And I met Derek 28 years ago.
Goddamn.
So that's older than some of y'all motherfuckers are right now in the league. That's why I don't pull any punches when I say some of y'all are young enough to be my brother. My son. Stop laughing. I said my brother. My wife started laughing. Tell you anything? Jesus. Shut up. My wife reminded me you got a younger brother too. Yeah, okay. Yes, I'm just old. Thank you. Y'all can go downstairs now. Quit talking. Jesus. See what I got to put up with?
My. It's tough being the only male in the house, isn't it, Chris?
Man, there ain't. Look, the only thing that's a male in my house is the other male. There's 2 other males in my house. My other cat, I got 2 cats. One cat's a male, one cat's a female, and then I got a beta, a fish that's a male. Other than that, everything in my house is female.
But at least River loves you.
At least what?
At least River loves you.
Yeah, that's my dog, man. I love that dog.
But then again, River does love River does love everybody.
Really? Shut up. Whatever. My friggin' daughter. A7 is physical as football was 30 years ago. Oh, Trey. We played A7FL when I was playing flag. That was A7. The way y'all play flag nowadays ain't nothing compared to the way we played it back in my day. And we've got video proof. And the thing about it is Corey Hammond, he was giving me shit when I was talking about flag until he saw the video of A7 and the video of me and Derek playing back in the day. And he was like, oh shit, y'all would have been playing A7. Yes. Everybody who played flag would have been playing A7 back in the day. We didn't give a fuck. You talking about dudes that used to play tackle football out in the street, and we didn't care. Dub, you got awful quiet, man.
No, I'm just listening to story time. That's all I'm doing. But nonetheless, we would like to thank everybody that tuned in for episode 89 of The Other Side of the Ball, as we are 11 episodes away from 100, which is unique and rare. But nonetheless, final thoughts before we say so long for now.
My final thoughts are actually out to Mark Gray. Love you, brother. We talked about this, and if you and the missus want to come out to Barbados while we're gone, let me know. We got an extra room. I'm just going to tell you now, we got an extra room from July 2nd through the 10th while we're out there. So let me know what's up. Outside of that, love y'all, man, and I can't wait for the playoffs to continue. I will be I'll be live the first Wednesday that I'm gone. I'll try to kind of pan my camera into the fact that you guys will be able to see us and see what's going on in Barbados. I want to give the guys a little extra time. So, Dub, if we can get on about 5:15 your time, I want to show you around a little bit video wise so you guys can see what's up in Barbados. I think that there's a lot of people that don't know what's up with the Caribbean, and I think it's time for everybody to understand what's up. So I will definitely take my computer and let you guys see what's going on and how close you can be to the ocean for pennies on the dollar, because it is Barbados money, 50 cents on the American dollar. Think about that for a minute. You got $2,000, you got $4,000 when you go down to Barbados. Think about that for a second and how far that goes. So, kind of take a little page out of what I'm showing you. And if you guys want to go down there, let me know. I got plenty of family and friends down there. You guys can get hooked up. But outside of that, looking forward to what's coming with the playoffs. I will be watching. And like I said, I'll probably miss maybe the second Wednesday because we're gone for 2 Wednesdays. We're down there for 16 days. And love y'all. And, good luck to every team, man, because realistically speaking, It is what it is. And I think that there's going to be some damn good games played. So good luck to everyone.
2-5. What you got?
Man, mine's just simple as shit. Happy Father's Day, and look forward to seeing all you great players come playoffs. Happy Father's Day.
Well, as for me, I've made no bones about this. Father's Day for me personally brings a whole lot of pain for personal reasons, but I'm not going to inquire on that. But what I will say is I know some amazing, tremendous dads. I work with 3 of them on this show, and I see a lot of them that play on the field that do play this game that is A7. So I just want to say that I vicariously live through you guys because, as I've said, I don't know if I don't know if I'll ever get that privilege of having someone call me dad. And if it doesn't happen, it's okay because I vicariously live through you guys and just watch how you guys just be amazing fathers to your children, be it if they are adult or still of the adolescent or preteen stage. So I just want to give my salute to all you great dads out there that do what you do because, as I've said, yes, a man can bust in a woman, but it takes a real man to be the provider and the protector and the teacher a child needs to be a father. And I'll leave it at that. With that said, for Scott the Viking McCorkle.
Wait, I got
or-
one more thing. One more thing.
Yes, Chris.
I didn't finish it properly, and I should have. But Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. And I don't want to bring anything down. This is my first Father's Day without my father. My father passed away May 18th, as some of you know, and it's going to be a tough day for me. Right now, I'm good. Sunday will be a little bit different. It'll feel a little bit different as it usually does. And I thank everybody who has reached out to me when my father passed away. I appreciate that. But in reality, I will say this, and that is the fact that y'all keep my head up, and you make me realize that there's a lot more out there that I'm willing to always admit to. So thank y'all for who you are, and y'all know who you are. Thank you very much for everything. I really appreciate it.
Well, as I've told you before privately, and I guess I'll say publicly, but as I tell people that lose their fathers, I always say that I'm grateful for you because you got to have something that I didn't have. And like I said, it's always an empty void for me that'll never be filled. Even if I was to him, it would still be empty. But for you, in your sense, Chris, I'm glad you got to know who he was. I know you've talked about Reno how at times y'all butted heads, but the fact is, he still knew who his son was. You still knew who Charlie was. So for that, I'm grateful for you that you guys got to have a relationship as back and forth as it was. I'm still grateful that you got to have that.
And I appreciate that, Dub, more than you know, because still dealing with his passing on many different levels. It hasn't been easy. My father was 86 when he passed, or 85 when he passed, and was a big part of my life for many years. And it's been hard for all y'all who don't know, I've got 2 brothers, an older brother, a younger brother, 3 sisters from my father, 2 older, 1 younger. Somewhere in the middle of all the stuff that has gone on, my pops was a big influence on all of us. As everybody in here knows, a father has been. and I appreciate you giving me a little bit of time to speak to this. Still dealing with his passing. Even today, my sister called me and we were talking about his arrangements. And my father, like I said, passed May 18th. And we're still dealing with a lot of shit going on within his life. So I appreciate everybody. Mark reached out to me. Mark, I appreciate you more than you know, because I know you've gone through your own shit with your family. So I really appreciate that. And there's been a lot of people, and Dub, I appreciate you so much, man. You have, every time we've been together on Sundays, you've told me, hey, don't worry about it, man. You are not alone. And ever since, every Sunday since my dad has passed, you've told me that. I appreciate that so much. Even as an older dude, we still miss our pops, man. And this Father's Day is going to be tough for me, man. And I will be lying to everybody that is listening to us if I didn't say that. So thank you so much, because there's, dude, all of us only got one father. So I appreciate you guys for letting me speak my mind on here. Mizzle, I appreciate you for what you said. I got my good days and my bad days, bro. And today is one of those days. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, on that note, folks, don't forget to subscribe to Live 25. Don't forget to subscribe to the Mizzle and Dub show, to which episode 212 will be taking place. Go ahead, 25.
I was just telling him this is my cheers to what he just said.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe to Live 25. Don't forget to subscribe to the Mizzle Dub show, to which, by the way, episode 212 will be coming up tonight within a few moments, to where we will talk about and honor the legacy that is the logo, Mr. Clutch, the legendary Jerry West, who passed away today at the age of 86. So we're going to honor him and talk about his contributions to the NBA and the organizations that he was in, and also talk about Game 3 of the NBA Finals, which is a very good game going on right now. It's back and forth. It is the Celtics up by 72-65. And what other stuff that's going on in the world of sports. So join myself and Mizzle in a few moments as we will get 212 going on the Mizzle Dub show. In the meantime, for Live with 25, for Chris Vera, and for the Vikings, Scott McCorkle, who did have to dip out early, to all of us, we say thank you for watching. We will see you next week for episode 90, and we will see you on the other side of the ball. In the meantime, you guys take care of yourself and each other, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, y'all, all bullshit aside, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I don't even know what my feelings are going to be on Sunday. I know that it'll be tough.